How can seemingly innocent children's games be played with deadly results? Watch Squid Game if you want the answer. A story about cash-strapped participants competing in children's games with only two outcomes, either $38 million in cash or death in a flash. While Season 2 has been announced, there are chances it might not live up to the Gi-Hun teaser shown in Season 1. Let's discuss this. Before we jump in to discuss the teaser and what it represented, let's have a brief recap of the show, because honestly, we all watched it last year. So 456 people from all over the country who are an inch away from going bankrupt joined together to compete in a series of games. They're desperate and in debt, so a promise of $38 million seems like starting a brand new life and something worth risking everything for. But what seemed like an innocent competition turned out to be plotted mass murder. Even the first red light, green light game shook us to the core. How can an innocent looking doll transform a whimsical playground into a bloodbath? Very disturbing, but impactful. And then comes our lead character, Seong Gi-hun, played by the actor Jung-jae. He is fired from his job and struggling with his finances, his mother, his daughter, and practically everything in life. He is recruited by a shadowy organization as the famous Player 456. There he meets other out-of-luck people. The show ended with a plot twist and with a cliffhanger that could very well signify what we can expect in Season 2. With the storyline pointing clearly towards Season 2, the creators have left enough plot points incomplete to keep the audiences eager for the next installment of this landmark show. After the show's main story has ended, we see a red-haired Gi-hun. Yes, he's got red hair. Given his history of participating in twisted near-death games, getting his hair dyed red would not be the craziest thing he's done. He sees someone playing dachi with the same recruiter who invited him to the games in the first episode. He calls the given number, and the person who picks up his call recognizes his voice as Player 456 and tells him not to get any absurd ideas. Now, there could be so many possible theories about how this scene would become a part of Season 2. In January 2022, Netflix made an official announcement that Squid Game is returning for a second season. While this news concerned the fans who were thinking that Season 1 wrapped up the whole plot brilliantly, there's no room for a dragged storyline, it surely excited the fans who wanted to see more of Gi-hun on screen. And now, that cliffhanger becomes more important. Would it mean that Gi-hun would be joining the games again in Season 2? And why would he join it? For the thrill of it? Or to alert the innocent players who know nothing? Or above all, would he be plotting revenge against the brutal organization that cost him some dear lives? So many heads, so many theories. But there are chances that Season 2 might not pay off its biggest Gi-Hun tease. That teaser might have set up a future storyline for Gi-hun. That may not be what you would be expecting in Season 2. According to writer and director Hwang Dong-hyuk, he's coming up with more games for Squid Game Season 2. Thinking about new games to kill participants would definitely require some good amount of time. Sorry about our dark humor, dear director. This sounds exciting, but this also means one thing. Next season, Gi-hun will not be the focus. If we think about it, this actually makes sense. Since he was the winner, and the only winner of the last round, the chances are that he would not be allowed to join the next round easily, as he knows everything too well. Would the organizers even allow him to play? We don't think so. So, our theory of him plotting revenge against the organizers goes down the drain. Also, given the fact that there would be new games, there would be new characters as well. So exploring Gi-hun's story would take a sideline. There's also a chance that in Season 3, he gets more chances for his personal story to be explored. Does this mean that there's literally no significance in that cliffhanger we saw at the end of Season 1? While there are chances that the scene was written when there were no prospects of the show getting so popular and being renewed for a Season 2, it still can connect to Season 2 in more ways than you can imagine. What if Gi-hun decides to join the games as an organizer? Did you think about that? Neither did we. But if we think more about this theory, it starts to make sense. Obviously, Gi-hun had enough of being a player in the games. He invested his energy and emotions, and in the end, prize amount did not mean much to him. So it would not make sense for him to come again as a player. A better character development for him would be to come back as one of the organizers and see how the game goes. Well, he has that amount of money, as you know, so it won't be difficult for him. He can have control over games and participants, although we doubt that his sweet little heart would allow him to do the bloodshed. Also, imagine this plot twist. He joins as an organizer, but undercover, he still plans revenge. It would be so ironic to bluff the men behind masks sitting just beside them. That would be pretty amazing. Also, what if he breaks in? The young police officer was also able to find the location somehow, so there would still be some possible interpretations even if we don't go with the very predictable storyline. Well, Season 2 would be focused on another character, and that would be the frontman. Yup, that one with a geometrical black mask and black hooded robe. We do know already that he was the brother of the young police officer who killed himself. We also know that he was once a winner of these games, as found in a record file by his brother. But what we don't know is how he progressed from being a one-time winner to the sole organizer of such mega games. Season 2 can be a prequel to the frontman, played by the actor Lee Byung-hun, exploring his participation and victory in the 2015 games. Who were the other participants? What did he have to sacrifice to grab the prize amount? How did he transition himself from being a player to an organizer? And most importantly, how did he become so ruthless as to shoot his own brother? We definitely need more answers, and only having his backstory would explain a lot. There is yet another possibility of how Season 2 can go. While the frontman runs the games, he isn't born rich like the VIPs. Maybe he and Gi-Hun can team up against the rich patrons of the bloody competition, considering that they both went through the same horrible experience to win the games. What else do we know about Season 2? There hasn't been much revealed about this edge-of-the-seat, binge-worthy thriller, but there are some teeny tiny details we can piece for more information. The writer and director Hwang Dong-hyuk, who was also the genius director behind Silenced and The Fortress, said that people shouldn't expect any of the dead characters to return, even in flashbacks. This is a letdown for many, as we would have loved to know them more and understand where they're coming from. But given the nature of Squid Game, this is the best way for the Netflix show to move forward, as not only does it allow the series to revisit its tried and tested format, but it also gives them a chance to answer lingering questions from Season 1. Netflix's global TV chief, Bella Bajaria, said that Dong-hyuk would collaborate with other writers, might come on board for a sequel, unlike the first part that he wrote all by himself and improved with his own creative process. So if the creator decides to team up with other writers, we can expect that the production of the second season will be faster than the first. Although we don't know the actors for the second season yet, one thing is confirmed. Seong Gi-hun would be in the next season as well. Dong-hyuk said that he would do something for the world. This statement has our minds racing in all directions. What would Gi-hun do for the world? Right now, we don't have a confirmed time frame for the release, but given the fact that everything right now is in the pipeline, expect Squid Game Season 2 to arrive in 2024 or later. But for now, all we can do is wait for Netflix to announce an official release date. Count on Squid Game to be something out of the box, a Korean recipe, very bitter but digestible, the very right ingredients. Not everyone loves dark scenes, but they were treated so creatively that you don't have to shut your eyes in fear or get nightmares. We're expecting nothing less of Season 2 as well. Let's hope that the wait isn't that long. And that's a wrap for this video. See you in the next one.